Hi, this is Black Femme Beauty. I'm back doing an energy reading for the collective. This will be for all signs. And we're going to talk about divorce. That kept coming up for me yesterday. Last year, 2025, was a 9-year. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9, so it denotes completion. So there are a lot of people going through a divorce and or separation at different stages. So we're going to check the energy in terms of your light, how to get through this, what you're up against, things of that nature for the collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, earth, air, water, fire. Collective message. What's going on for the zodiac collective? Sun, moon, rising, Venus, earth, air, water, fire. As it relates to divorce, what's going on? I'm getting trouble in the waters, heart chakra. Somebody, this is very heart heavy, it's draining. Somebody is just really giving like kind of like autopilot, needing to heal the heart. I'm getting heavy Taurus energy. It's either Gemini or Pisces. I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but that could be your sun sign, or you could have it in your chart. I'm taking one more card. Okay, 2. So we have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? But I'm hearing this is a question of, is that even really what you want to do? And it's both sides. Did you even want to get married then? Do you even want to get a divorce now? Have you answered your deepest calling, right? So I feel like somebody is talking about it. Somebody may be in the midst of getting through a divorce or in a divorce now, and people around them are like, is this even what you want? Because I feel like somebody, heavy Taurus, is giving like, they saying this and they saying that and they saying and this happened and then this happened, and somebody's like, I hear all that, but is this what you want? Because even with all of that happening, you may feel like maybe you didn't do enough. You know, you may not be ready to leave, right? You still want to put in more work and fight, and the prize is you and this person is still together. Take out resonates. These readings are not gender, or my readings are not gender nor sexuality specific. I read the energies of masculine and feminine, and I read intuitively. But some of y'all that has divorce around them, collective, is you have to answer the question, well, did you even want to get married? That's one group. And then the other group is, do you even want this divorce? Like, it's here, but you brought it for what? And then some people like, well, if you get divorced, you can always get remarried. And I mean, to the same person. Do you want to go through those changes? Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Somebody plays small, and now that's why they get a divorce. Ignored their intuition. Somebody ignored their intuition, and somebody plays small. And it's just like, oh, yeah, no, I don't require all that. They sent their representative, and then now they married this person. Like, wait a minute, you ain't been doing this. And it's like, oh, this is how I am. You sent your representative. It's like false flagging, charlatan for some of the collective. Because this could resonate with the different stages of the marriage. Did you even want to get married? They was false flagging, and then this. Or it's just like, do you even want a divorce? Didn't trust your intuition. And now we're here. Bottom of the deck, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? This is the future. So, but I mean, clearly there has to be alignment, whether it's divorce or not divorce, whether it is divorce and this is year 3 or year 4, year 5, like, that's a lot. Like, I feel like that causes shifts in all aspects, mind, body, and spirit, when there's a divorce, whether you were married in the institutional way, common law, hand fastening, jumping the broom, however you did you. Soul family, calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. This is giving resources, right? But somebody, I'm getting heavy Taurus, like, again, and it could be because it's Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and relationships. Venus also rules Taurus and Libra. But somebody is like, they want those who resonate, that can resonate with this loss, with this separation, with this, you know, divorce, with this dimming your light, you know, because somebody, this is representing all of them. Like, okay, did you even want to be married? Do you even want the divorce? Like, in some, it's like there was a question of, do I even want to get married now? When you got married, that went unanswered. And then now the divorce is here. It's like, do I even want? There's another question. Like, and it's just given, like, you may feel like you don't really know who you are anymore. You can't recognize yourself, or there was a point where you stopped recognizing yourself and you continued, and now you're getting into, like, this is who I am. Like, some people sent their representative, but not on purpose, with them dimming their light to fit in. Some people, that was subconscious. But now, however you're resonating with this, it's just giving that you want somebody that can relate, you know, not just with going through a divorce, but just a separation of self. Because for some of y'all also, there's that got you here, but some of y'all feel like this divorce feels like a separation from self. What was going on in the background? What got us here? What are they up against? The collective, as it relates to this divorce energy. I also got energy of, like, somebody is saying they getting a divorce, but they really not. They in two separate relationships, the male and the female, or the male and the male, or the female and the female. Take out resonate. They in two separate relationships, but it was a setup by the married individuals to siphon and to take from these individuals that they're in a relationship with. Like, you know, if it's a man and a woman, they set this up for him to go over here and get with her because she got the money and give back to the wife. Like, we talking about scamming on a different level. We're talking about siphoning abundance. We're talking about creativity. We're talking about bloodline healing. We're talking about trauma. But the thing is, like, that's not going to end well. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on that specifically. I might. But that's not going to end well. Yeah, so we're getting past life, soulmate vibes here, familiarity, reminiscing, childhood memories, nostalgia, innocence. Somebody is very childlike and innocence in this. You know, when it comes to that other part I was talking about with the you know, say the husband and the wife, or the husband plan to siphon from somebody else, but you know, and like I said, that's a separate reading. I'm not going to go back and forth with that. But that energy as well as this energy. Somebody was childlike in this. Like, I'm seeing somebody wanted somebody to love them for them and not just what they could provide. That's what they thought they were walking into. That's what they felt they needed. But then they dimmed their light as the emperor to get that. But it's just like, how are they going to... How did you feel like they was going to love you without you having to always give and show up when you wasn't even showing up how you really were? Like, you know, but I feel like with the nostalgia and the childlike, they showed up like a child, that, like, it was like, at that age, this is who I am as an adult, but this is who I was in my thinking, in my logic, in my reasoning, in my action behind marrying this person. And for the other one, I'll see if I'll do a video, but I don't want to go back and forth, because I feel like with the other one, it's just that the other party that's not married, their mentality is that of a child, so it's not going to go well, because the fallout is really going to be like a child. It's just giving like Twilight, when one of the laws that the vampires couldn't break was like aspiring a child, like, you know, taking a baby and turning them into a vampire, because you couldn't control them. They had no logic or reasoning. So this setup, this scam, this partnership, this marriage that stepped outside and is taken, and you know it's a whole setup by the two people in the marriage, right? And it could be public. That one person that they with, the husband and the wife, the husband and the husband, take it how it resonate. That's not in the marriage. They gonna burn all that shit down. They gonna be like one of them little vampire babies. What was it? The fourth Twilight, when they talked about that, and how the cousins of the I ain't watched Twilight in so many. The cousins of the Cullens, how their mama died and she made that baby. That's how this person. It's not gonna go well, but. Some of y'all entered into this union, like, you know, because you were childlike in it. You wanted the innocence and the love then. It's just giving nurturing. But I feel like you wanted it from, like, a masculine energy, a father figure. You know, this could have been a woman towards a man. But you dimmed your light as the emperor. You were your own man, right? But you wanted it outside of you, right? And you felt like this person could do that, but... there still was a question of, do you want this marriage? Like, it's just like, well, they could do this and they could do that for me. And it's interesting that whoever's resonating with that part is like, you entered into a union with this person because you felt like they could love you without you having to do anything for that love, like just to be in space with them. But at the same time, you chose them for what they do. Like, you don't want to be loved for what you do and what you provide, but you want them to love you based off of what they do and what they provide. Like, it's a give and take. It's a balance here. And it makes sense because you coming at this is some inner child healing that needs, you know, children ain't got that logic yet, right? But it's just like the questioning of, have you answered your deepest calling, right? Connecting to you. Yes and no. Because you diminished you for this union. This is you, but you like don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light? You dimmed all of that shit. You played damsel in distress. When you really emperor energy here. Take it how it resonates, male or female. It's not gender specific, right? Because you needed this healing. And I get it, right? But it's just like, okay, now that you know that, and you may not know all parts of it, you still need to answer the question that you didn't answer in the beginning in terms of, do I even want this marriage? Do I want to be married? That question came up then, and now this is coming up. Do I want this divorce? You didn't answer the first one, but you went on ahead and get married. Now you're in it. Maybe answer the question of, do you really want the divorce? Like, you know, you just fly by night, very childlike. You're waiting to be told what to do. And this shit then got serious now. And part of this, you were up against them, but this is really, like I asked, like, what are they up against? You're up against yourself. Myself had told myself, this divorce is causing you to put a mirror to align your life. You see this shattered inner image? It's giving painted pictures. You calling yourself to the carpet, calling yourself in question, like your first defense, your first witness, like accountability. But you wanna connect with people, not people in your life now, but people that resonate with you, you know, in terms of what you're dealing with or have dealt with, calling your tribe soul family. You don't have to do it alone. Subconsciously, right? We got more healing here. This is the moon represents Cancer. We have a Cancer full moon coming up on the 4th or the 5th in a few days. First full moon of 2026. Mother. Cancer represents the mother, right? This is mother wounds that need to be healed. Yours. And most of my healing, I was in space with people for majority of it where we all had extreme mother wounds, including the teacher that had bypassed, or not even bypassed. Well, one of my teachers tried to bypass, but at a certain point. But it is what it is. And then another person, they had, you know, pushed through theirs, but this is something you, in order to understand, you're going to have to get into healing your feminine energy. Male, female, we all have feminine energy and masculine energy, no matter your gender or how you identify. You're going to have to heal those mother wounds to get more understanding in terms of this divorce. How you got here, how you ended up here, where you're going, where you need to go. Card turned over. 5 of Wands. We got that infighting. Hold on, pause. Thank you for your patience. So we have infighting. So as you heal and get you together as it relates to this divorce, right? While you're here, because some people could be looking at, oh, my mother did this, my mother did that. And that may be very much in the physical, but some of it, it could just be ways of being that you learn from your mother. Especially with this inner child you need in nurturing. You didn't get it from your mother or your parents. Father may not even have been there, right? Or maybe even if they were there, they didn't nurture you. But this is infighting. So as you heal, get you together, call in this new tribe, right? Because I feel like you will be connecting with the moon, making wishes with the moon. I'm getting heavy Cancer energy there, where the moon is represented by Cancer. But it's also represented by 4th house. 4th house is foundation and roots, right? The 4 is stability. So I just feel like as you do this, as you call this in, this is going to change. Like, there's going to be competition, rivalry. This may have been going on, this fighting, this infighting, when you got married. So it's going to be going on now during a divorce, because you getting you together. And you off on new beginnings, right? This is definitely growing you up, maturing you, balancing out your masculine and feminine, causing you to look at yourself with these new beginnings and new possibilities. I do get jealous. Ain't I love you in private. No, no, no. And keep it to yourself. So stand on it, girl. Ooh. Yeah, so you're going to do things different. You're going to unlearn some things. But as far as the divorce, will it go through? Oh, let me get, though, before we do that. What is the collective up against? The person that they're getting divorced from? What's going on? What do they need to know about that person in that situation? What is not seen, known, spoke of? I'm hearing somebody been lying. Somebody been lying. While you over here trying to make sense of it, trying to make sense of yourself, they are very much lying, putting out very false narratives. King of Cups, stunting. But I feel like this person is already on their way trying to rebuild. They ain't even divorced yet and they trying to rebuild another family, right? But this is you, collective. Like, you still like courage, faith, persistence, resilience, boundaries. You looking at them like, is this motherfucker serious? They're trying to act like they're emotionally balanced, emotionally available to build this wealth, this family, this 10 of cups. 10 of pentacles. But some of them trying to build it off your back. Like, maybe you have more than them. But I'm saying, like, you feel like this is a selfish bastard with this 4 of Pentacles, because that's all I heard was selfish bastard. Like, however you resonate, if they're trying to build another family already, right, that's some selfish shit, because I feel like it's kids involved. or there are other things involved, but you just ain't even ready. Like, you know, get you together. Because, you know, when you try to build another something when you still in something else, the tensions mount because they're intermingled. You know, like you still married, but then you over here engaged to somebody else, and it ain't no poly situation. This shit gets to bleeding on each other. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But again, like I said, there's some inner child healing and wounds that need to be healed, and somebody is operating in an inexperienced, childlike, immature manner anyway. That's just their makeup. But it's just given like this is the selfish bastard, whether you know, trying to build this off off the collective's back, you know, because they have more money, or you trying to build this with somebody else and you ain't even married yet. I mean, you ain't even divorced yet. What else here? This is what you can level up to, collective. I feel like it's in you, counterparts here, because you already got your ember energy that you diminish. You know, you tried to act like, well, I need help getting to the bag, and I don't know. You knew what a bag was. You knew how to get it, how to open it, how to, like, all that, right? You diminished that. So this was in you, but this is too, right? But this is what you need to fully step into. But it's hard to step into this feminine energy when your feminine energy needs to be healed. Needs to be healed with this moon, intuition, subconscious, nurturing, abundance. This person represents all the queens. This person represents all the kings. Like, it needs to be healed. Okay. All right. Because you're dealing with... Now, you're dealing with, like I said, a selfish bastard. But what's this person's agenda that the collective is dealing with? What's their agenda? You know, in terms of this divorce, whether they want it, they don't. Like, what's their agenda in the physical as it relates to the collective energy, all signs? I'm only getting one card. Nurture. More nurturing. Somebody is crying wolf here. And we got intuitively because with Clover here. Somebody's crying wolf here because they don't want the divorce. But they feel like if they... It's two sides. Somebody crying wolf here. The root of it is nurturing, right? For both parties involved in different ways. Somebody's crying wolf and the divorce is here. Or not crying wolf, but the divorce is here because they needed nurturing at the beginning of the marriage. Do I even want this marriage? And somebody's crying wolf and they're crying wolf. And they're in the energy is like, do I want the divorce? Somebody is crying wolf acting like they want a divorce, but they don't. They feel like this separation could bring them closer. Like I said, some of y'all, it was chaos and conflict when you got married. And some people feel like it brought us closer. So now we got the other part that wants a divorce but really doesn't want to, crying wolf. They feel like this chaos and conflict of this possible separation could bring them together. Like, you know, again, it's operating systems. And like I said, it's giving a lack of nurturing, feminine energy that needs to be healed. So you got one person false flagging, bringing this divorce, but they don't really want it, thinking it's chaos and conflict can bring them together. And then we got the other person like, how did I even get here? We got married in chaos and conflict, and I just wanted nurturing because this person did this and did that. And then the other one false flagging is like, well, I just need nurturing. I just need to be chosen. Somebody may have been raised by a mother or a parent that constantly chose a man. The one that's false. They were raised by a parent that don't want the divorce. And at the end, their question is, do I even want this divorce? Because it's separating now as we continue to get in it. That person was raised by parents or a parent that constantly chose each other over them, a man or, you know, a woman. So this person is here with this divorce, like, choose me. We still got the same chaos and conflict and strife, this infighting as we had at the beginning. And that other party was like, oh, okay, well, I like the way this person nurtures, supports me and all this other stuff. Because the roles may have been different. This person that wasn't chosen at the beginning of the marriage when they got married, they may have over-nurtured and healed due to all the hurt and the infighting. Because it's like, oh, I want to be married. Now, this person wants to be chose. Like, okay, I was there for you and all. But this all comes down to choosing yourself. Choosing yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, supporting yourself. Like I said, that soul tribe, that healing the mother wounds on both sides. However you're resonating with this. Whether you playing like you want the divorce, hoping it'll get us closer, or whether somebody is in the divorce and wondering, how did I get here? And realizing, like, I only chose this person because of this. I didn't really want to be married, and this person don't really want to be divorced. It needs to be some healing here. Nurturing. And like I said, the question was, what is it? What else is going on? What they trying to gain? What is it that you don't see with the collective? Who you dealing with? You dealing with yourself. We back to this mirror. And even when I say you dealing with yourself, like whoever you're dealing with, y'all mirroring each other. So as soon as you take accountability, maybe they will. But even if they don't, you still need to take accountability, because you're looking at yourself. You see, this is align your life. What is not in a line or needs to be changed. This is a shattered mirror. This is looking like pieces, right? You're mirroring each other. All right, close this out for the collective as this resonates. With all signs, this divorce energy. Close this out in alignment with the highest good going forward. In alignment with the highest good of mind, body, and spirit of the collective. Safely. Okay. Temptation, we got devil energy. You're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to choose you. This is you going outside of yourself. We got 6 here again. We got 6 here. 666, mind, body, and spirit is what it represents. Not the devil, ironically. But that's what the pictures, the major motion pictures media tried to tell us, right? Prosperity begins. As soon as you choose yourself. Because you don't need this person and they didn't need you. And that's what you have to come to realize, right? And that's why you're mirroring yourself. Who you need is yourself. Myself had told myself. Who they need is themselves, right? You have to release this codependency of looking outside of yourself for support, nurturing, and love, right? This is coming up heavy with this Cancer full moon, I'm sure. Third eye at the bottom of the deck. Trust yourself. Pay attention to your intuition. This Cancer full moon coming up. Again, the mother, right? Prosperity begins soon as you decide to trust yourself, nurture yourself, listen to yourself. Black walnut, protection. The more you do that, the more you connect to yourself, the more you nurture yourself, the more you heal your mother wounds. The more you will feel protected, mind, body, and spirit. Because I feel like some of you are protected, but the decisions you make kind of push or test that protection. This is just like, okay, you might need to re-up. Because you over here in this shit, you know, you out of alignment. And when you're out of alignment, it takes from you. It drains from you. Your mind, your mental, your body, your spirit, your emotions, your money. All right. I'm finna go. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you would like a personal reading, all the information to do that will be listed below this video. Thank you, collective.